What is going on, guys? It's Adam, aka Marf, and this is Marfoogle News. Stick around. This is going to be one hell of a show. And I say that, I do not say that very lightly. Again, we're going to be talking about one of the most massive hacks has ever been done, and we're going to talk about what is going to happen if this happens on a greater scale than what it already has happened. Again, just want to make sure nothing in this show should be considered legal, medical, or financial advice. The views of the callers can differ considerably and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of myself, Dex, or anyone else with the show. You should always do your own research and consult with professionals. The internet is full of fake news, so please take everything with a grain of salt. Mind you, what we are going to cover today is not fake news. Missing notifications, make sure to sign up for ours. You can go to marfooglenews.com and sign up for our push notifications. Make sure to look for the red bell. Otherwise, make sure to press yes when it says marfooglenews.com would like to send you notifications. All it will do is let you know exactly when we go live. When I press the live button, it will let you know. Otherwise, make sure to follow over on Twitter. That is when I actually click through. Of course, the platforms, sometimes it gives us issues going live, especially with the new system, so make sure to sign up for that. That will let you know the second we are physically live. And then remember, you can follow along. We are going to back up everything we say here today, and if not, we clarify if it's opinion or if it's something that is from a source that is not backed up. We will clarify that. Otherwise, you can actually go to our website and click on today's thumbnail. It's very easy to navigate. When it all falls down, what would happen without the internet? When you click on it, it's going to show you that we have backed up every single article, tweet, video, archived document on our website. So you know where we're getting it from, you know the source, and you have access to the full unedited articles right there, and you will not be disappointed by that. Of course, before every single show on a daily show like this, that takes a lot of work. So if you do want to support the show on the right, you can actually go over. If you want to not have the most taken out of it, you can do PayPal, you can do Amazon. If you're already shopping with Amazon, try to use that square. If you click on that, it will actually shop on your account through our link, and it helps us out, and it doesn't cost you anything. And then, of course, any of our affiliates that we will mention today will be on the right side as well. All in simple boxes that you just click. And you will get a discount on all of our affiliates going through that as well. Dex is my co-host and also my internet brother. We have some serious things to talk about today. What is going on, Dex?
Well, hello, Adam. Yeah, this is some crazy news, especially with what's going on in the cyberspace.
So we'll get over to the live chat here in a minute, but I just want to get out of the way. We have some extremely alarming things to cover here today. Just want to remind you that we are here to make sure that everyone is informed, but also we do not want to push anybody either way or this or that. So we want to make sure that you guys understand how solid this stuff is and how serious it is. Again, we like to have fun here. We like to make it a fun show so people can get away from all the negativity and come here and talk about the stuff that really people are saying you're crazy for, or you're crazy for thinking this. This is the place where we don't think you're crazy. And looking at 2020 and 2019, I don't think most people really do anyways. They just have to publicly say another thing. All right, so let's get into this. So first of all, this is something that I've already talked about. Doomsday bunker firm says that CV has fueled a 2,000% rise in interest, with customers terrified of a government collapse. Now, the problem, the 2,000% is a lot. And to put that into perspective, there was already a huge bump in the last 3 years. In fact, actually the 4 years since T-Man was in office. Just in the last year, it has absolutely just blown up. People truly believe that we are about to go down this road. Now, the people that can afford this, normally in the upper tier, and some of these, the bunkers that make up this percent, are just astronomically expensive. So we're talking about the elites, the folks that are in the 1% are the ones that are making this sharp increase. Now, there's a lot of regular Joes that are making their own and buying their own as well on a smaller scale, but we're talking about the big day bunkers are all filling up. Why? Who knows? But some of those people have some inside information, and 2,000% is a big, big, big increase. It says demand for Doomsday bunkers has soared by 2,000% amid rising fears of mass panic during the spiraling pandemic. It says some families have already quit their homes and moved underground as they prepare for, quote, the worst case scenario. Now, just to put that in perspective here again, this isn't saying that they've got like a second home or something like this. These folks are already moving into these bunkers. So, again, we have said in the next month, of course, January 20th is the last day of this period, if you know what I mean. If nothing crazy happens, and honestly, a lot of people feel like something crazy is going to happen. But again, this is why we are going to be, prepared for anything, whether it be a tornado, whether it be an earthquake, whether it be a meteor hitting our backyard. Doesn't matter. We are going to try to be prepared, and if it all fails, then it all fails. The only thing you can do is really prepare yourself mentally and spiritually for all of this. And again, this is something that it takes practice, and that's why we remind you almost on a daily basis. Now, U.S. agencies hacked in months-long global cyber spying campaign. Now, this is a huge deal in itself. We're going to talk about how all of these different platforms just went down in a separate story here. But check this out. It says U.S. government agencies were ordered to scour their networks for malware and disconnect potentiality compromised servers after authorities learned that the Treasury and Commerce departments were hacked in a months-long global cyber espionage campaign discovered when a prominent cybersecurity firm learned it had been breached. Yes, that's right. A cybersecurity firm learned it had been breached. In a rare emergency directive issued late Sunday, the Department of Homeland Security cybersecurity arm warned of an unacceptable risk to the executive branch from a feared large-scale penetration of U.S. government agencies that could date back to a mid-year or earlier. Now, one thing I want to remind you of is who was taken out in a separate country. Not a lot of people are talking about this. Soleimani was taken out by a strike that, of course, did take him out. And when that happened, President T-Man said that this was because he was planning, along with his comrades there, that they were planning something that far outshadowed the attacks of 2001. So we're talking about saying that 2001 was small in comparison to what they had planned, and that it was massive. They took him out, but guess what? They missed his second-hand man. Now we've taken out two more. There's all sorts of things going on right now. And in fact, it just so happens somebody took out a nuclear scientist, which, again, why are they taking out nuclear scientists? I wonder. But again, that was done, and that let the public know that apparently, and this might all be some sort of operation or something, but apparently there was such a plan that 2001 looked like chicken feed in the great scheme of things. Now, I want you to remember, if we lose power and if we lose internet, if we lose communications of all kinds, satellites getting knocked down by, say, one of the other superpowers has a secret weapon, like, these multiple satellites and things that they have guessed is a super weapon up in space. Say they knock down communications of everything, internet is down somehow. Everything is down for, say, a country that we kind of know is meddling in things. Say they knock all of that down, knock us dark. Imagine that what could happen. But also just on a natural terms, right? Say we just lose all power, a solar flare knocks out our grid, and we are back to the Stone Ages. They say that it would take anywhere from 9 months to 2 years to actually get that up and running, because these huge, car, bus-sized transformers, they're not made here. In fact, even if they did move factories to make them here, they take a very long time to make. It's not something that you can obviously do if you don't have power as well. A lot of that is in there as well. But even if that happened, they say 90% of us would perish And that is not from us, taking each other out. Part of that is that, but most of it is because of water. So just a friendly reminder, water is one of the most important things in your prepping arsenal. I think that you should always have tons and tons of water. And people, if you can get 2 or 3 gallons for $3 every single time you go to the store. If you go to the store 3-4 times a week, it adds up real quick. If you don't have space for it, find space, dig a hole, whatever you have to do. Again, but this has been going on since before then. So there's hacks into incredibly important agencies right now, and we don't know because this is the only thing that we know about. That means there very well could be other agencies that have not only been hacked, but they can type in, put in information, do stuff that make something out of nothing. We're talking about changing history here with a computer. Because think about the directives that could be handed down with a computer and the blockades from the people up above not even being able to know what directives are handing down. Also want you to realize that a lot of these confidential missions now are all digital. If somebody gets passed down something, so so they minimize the amount of people that know this. I've heard up at the very top, CIA missions, even assassinations, are passed down digitally from one thing to another. Of course, there's the big boss man. It gets passed down. But then these orders go out, and it's like, for your eyes only. Open up, do these things. Think about if they could just insert those orders all over the place. Now, this is just one example. Right now, there are so many things going on at once, and there's a lot of suspicions that this is something far more massive that nobody's seeing. People can say, oh, whatever. Look at what we are going through right now. Did you ever think that this would be the place where we're at, where you cannot go into a store without a face covering? Did you think any of this would happen? We did. We told you before this started, by 3 months and by 6 months, almost to exact terms of what was going to happen. Worldwide pandemic. If you don't believe me, go to Marfoogle News and go back 1 year. So, next, what do experts say is happening right now? I want to say my opinion, but again, what do experts say? Experts say that something is on the horizon, something that no one expects, and something that is absolutely gigantic. It says, in a rare emergency directive issued late Sunday, it said that this Homeland Security cybersecurity arm warned of an unacceptable risk to the executive branch from a feared large-scale penetration of U.S. government agencies that could date back a mid-year to earlier. So just to remind you, this has been going on for almost a year. It says, this can turn into one of the most impactful espionage campaigns on record, said cybersecurity expert Dmitry Alapurovich. Says the hacked cybersecurity company FireEye would not say who it suspected. Many experts believe the operation is Russian, given the careful tradecraft, and noted that foreign governments and major corporations were also compromised. So some of the largest companies were also compromised. And we probably know who some of those companies are, don't we? News of the hacks first reported by Routers came less than a week after FireEye disclosed that nation-state hackers had broken into its network and stolen the company's own hacking tools. Wow. It says the apparent conduit for the Treasury and Commerce Department hacks and the FireEye compromise is a hugely popular piece of server software called SolarWinds. Is that... So... Dex, I'm going to pull you in here again. Is that not the just kind of chilling, weirdest name they could name this thing? SolarWinds?
Yeah. That is for what we'd like to talk about. That certainly hits an interesting point for us. But I think we can sort of get past that because there's a lot more in what's going on here than just the name. But yes, it's crazy.
It is used by hundreds of thousands of organizations globally, including most Fortune 500 companies and multiple U.S. federal agencies, which will now be scrambling to patch up their networks, said Alperovich, the former chief technical officer of the security firm CrowdStrike. It says the Department of Homeland Security directive, only the fifth since they were created in 2015, said that U.S. agencies should immediately disconnect and power down any machines running the impacted SolarWinds software. Just to remind you, SolarWinds, Solar Flare, CME, these things that, you know, what you think of. Again, I think the name is important because what do you think of when you think of SolarWinds? What if this was planned all in the beginning? FireEye, which again, weird, without naming any specific targets, said in a blog post that its investigation into the hack of its own network had identified a global campaign. A global campaign targeting governments and private sector that beginning in the spring had slipped malware into SolarWinds software update. Neither the company nor the U.S. government publicly identified Russian state-backed hackers as responsible. It says the malware gave the hackers remote access to victims' networks, and Alperovich said that SolarWinds grants God mode access to a network, making everything visible. Think about the possibilities here. Think about that. A God mode where they have everything visible. No confidential. We anticipate this will be a very large event when all of the information comes to light. Oh yeah, it will. Said John Holtquist, director of threat analysis at FireEye. The actor is operating stealthily, but we are certainly still finding targets that they manage to operate in. It says on its website, SolarWinds says that it has 300,000 customers worldwide, including all 5 branches of the U.S. military. Just to recap, all 5 branches of the military. Very well just got. Just to remind you, all 5 branches who now use technology and drone technology and AI technology that can destroy everything. Military technology that can launch missiles or any of that. Who knows if that's affected, right? And it says the Pentagon, the State Department, NASA, the National Security Agency, NSA, the Department of Justice, the DOJ, and the White House. It says 10 leading U.S. telecommunications company and top 5 U.S. accounting firms are among customers. FireEye said it confirmed infections in North America, Europe, Asia, and the Middle East, including in the healthcare, and we've already saw. Isn't that funny? I wonder how that's how all of those hospitals got knocked down. I wonder if that's also how they knocked down 911 nationwide for a minute. Maybe it was just a test run. And oil and gas industry. Wonder if that's how all the systems shut down a few months ago. And had been informing affected customers around the world in the past few days. Its customers include federal, state, and local governments and top global corporations. It said that the malware that rode the SolarWinds update did not seed self-propagating malware, like the NotPetya malware blamed on Russia that caused more than $10 billion in damage globally, and that any actual infiltration of an infected organization required meticulous planning and manual interaction. That means it's a good bet only a subset of infected organizations were being spied on by the hackers. Nation states have their cyber espionage priorities, which include CVV development. So, translation on that last part, and Dex, you can correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like because it probably took a limited amount of humans. They had to actually be there and be watching it the whole time to pull this off. They couldn't just set a computer to do it for them. So somebody had to manually go into each one, and then if something popped up, they had to manually be there to go around it, to not get caught. Is that right?
Yeah, or it sounds like the updates that are deployed with SolarWinds are done more manually and not auto-updated. So therefore, an individual may have had to do that update to then accept that malware, right? They wouldn't know they were getting it. But if they weren't always doing updates, because sometimes on your networks, you don't just deploy every update, you have to test it, patch it, think about the different things that may impact the changes that update has. So you may not just roll them out just when they come out. So I think that's what they're describing there. But the other, I did a little research while we were going through this, so some late breaking research, and pulled up some information on the company and specifically their public and the stock sales that they had. Would you like to see that?
I have it. I'm going to pull it up right now.
Yeah.
And just to remind you, Russia is obviously the name that's being thrown out the whole time. It's just, I thought it was kind of interesting that Russia just engaged China. Why would they be mad at China? I don't know. Just
I would grain of salt that one. You never know, because when you go back to the original source, they say they're not claiming anyone yet.
No, but that's what's going to be put out there, and right. Russia knows this. It might be framed up so it does appear to be Russia, but it ends up not being. See what I'm saying? And Russia might get pissed if somebody did that to them, made them look like they're the bad guys when they weren't in this one case. So who knows? Let me go back to this here. And then this is the stock sales. So explain what you found here.
So what I found here was the insider sales, and that's specifically what's being shown here. And if you look at the last month, you'll see not only the CFO and the CEO dumping stock, you'll see some of their major insiders that have huge amounts of stock. I think like they're on the 7th, and today is what, the 14th? So just 7 days ago, look at that, $128 million dump, $45 million dump, $1 million, $6 million dumps of stock, all leading up to this announcement.
Sell, 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 sell. Holy moly. Wow.
So this is big. This is something to keep an eye on. This will develop more. It'll be interesting to see if it gets, swept under the rug or if more information comes out. But there's definitely a huge story here with lots of implications and lots of, branches that are going to, splinter off all over the place with more details and more insight as to what may or may not have been used, what it was used for, what types of infiltrations there could have been on just about any network out there.
So with everything that's happening here, I hope that everybody understands that this is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Speaking of big, Gmail, YT, GD, and other of these guys' services hit by a massive outage. This, of course, is pretty self-explanatory. That flat line, consider that the heartbeat of the internet, of their current services. Of course, that was a huge outage, and all of this went down. Now, some have said that they believe that this happens when they need to wipe something completely off of everything. It was crazy because I went to DuckDuckGo and I actually didn't know this was happening, and I tried to Google something and I ended up going over to DuckDuckGo. Again, I try to use DuckDuckGo more, but as many people, even the people that say they don't use Google, you end up using it. Anyways, I looked up something and it didn't show up, and then I was like, what the heck? Turns out not only that, email, almost all of the services connected were down. And this has happened before, and some have said, well, how did YT worldwide go down last year? when there's lots of things that stop that from happening unless something was going on. Now, I think it's a little bit more than odd that we are learning about this global operation that affects all of these top companies, top corporations, and same day end up getting a humongous outage of one of the biggest, largest companies in the world. And this, okay, we don't have maps. We don't have Gmail, right? We don't have this. We don't have that. That's not as bad. But imagine not having 911, not having street lights work, not having water dams work, not having drainage systems working correctly, trains working correctly, the Department of Transportation totally screwed, everything goes haywire, lights go out. I think people should be ready for that. At the very least, all communications going down. And if that does go, and that does happen, people need to be absolutely ready. Which means you have to start realizing that you are very dependent on your phone for everything, including information. Especially with the big G here, right? You don't know how to do something. Well, I'll just Google it. What happens when you can't? What happens if everything goes out and you don't have a service like this to say, look up what can I eat? What plants can I eat? Have books, have information. Well, you still can walk into a Barnes and Noble, get survival books. Get things like this, especially a book that teaches you what kind of berries you can eat, what kind of mushrooms you can eat that won't, kill you. These kind of things are important. At least have, something. It says that multiple services and websites, including YouTube, Gmail, and Assistant and Docs, were down for around an hour on Monday morning after being hit with a widespread outage. It says that they acknowledged the issues with all of that affecting both its business and personal services at 6:55 a.m. It said that that was Eastern, so that was 3 a.m. It said that the problem was fixed for the, quote, vast majority of users by 7:52 2 a.m. Eastern. It says identical notices were posted across the status page for the rest of their services. Reports quickly mounted on Twitter after users could not access their basic services, causing the hashtag YouTube down to trend at its peak. The status page for their services was a sea of red to indicate that they were all suffering an outage. All services are now green in indicating that they're all fully operational. All of them were red. That takes a lot. This is one of the supposedly most secure companies in the world with your information. How many of you have an account with any of those? With maps? All of them require your information. And since now we know, especially since the last kind of Congress meetings, now we know that even if you just sign up for a basic thing, but I never really do anything with it, that's fine. It's still watching every single thing you do off of the platforms, including what websites you visit, what you buy, where you go, who your contacts are, what your likes are, what your hobbies are, what your dirty thoughts are. All of those things are recorded, whether you like it or not. This we found out, again, by whistleblowers and Congress. Also involves all of the other social medias. It says the world's dependence on these guys' services led to a truly staggering number of reports on Down Detector, with the number of reports it says YouTube problems peaking at over 100,000. Okay, so that normally doesn't go over. I mean, that 100,000 is giant, and that's because so many people are dependent on it that have to have it. They actually go out of their way to report it, right? Not many times do you have 100,000 reports. I mean, I've seen some where it's like, 35 reports or 150 reports. 100,000 people went over and said they couldn't access it. So they knew it was 100% down. YouTube was still functional if they visited it in, get this, YouTube was still functional if they visited it in an incognito browser without signing in. Dex, do you have any
I have
idea?
An explanation.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
Okay,
is it?
So there's a single point of failure, and obviously was exploited here against Google. The single point of failure is their authentication system. So when you think about you have a Google account, you use that same account to log into your Gmail, to your YouTube, to wherever. And that is the part that actually seems to have been taking the hit. So once that authentication system went down, you couldn't log into anything. So therefore, everything seemed down. Does that make sense? So if you went into YouTube, not logged in, or in incognito, where they didn't know who you were, which it does run that way, it would bypass the authentication system because you wouldn't be logging in as you.
Okay, so
they claim that they fixed they've obviously fixed the problem because it came back up.
No. This is directly related to the hospital, to the Microsoft, to everything that just already happened. Are they saying it's a hack or no?
No, their claim. So they fixed it, and they claimed that it was a storage issue. They ran out of storage on a server that was critical to that single point of failure. And
okay, so
seems like a really dumb thing to do.
So what? Can I ask you, what was the Microsoft problem, which we know was a hack with all of the hospitals? What was the actual problem? Like, what couldn't they do at the hospital when all of the hospital systems went down? If I remember correctly, that was a similar cloud application. It was probably 365 and part of all of the Office and all the infrastructure that's built on top of that. I don't remember exactly what the technical problem that they came out and said it was, but that entire platform from Microsoft is very similar to this entire platform from the G company, right? And I'll just let you know, since I do remember, it was verification. They couldn't log in. So all of the hospital workers could not log in to any of the Microsoft platforms, which left them basically stuck out of their own computer systems. Surgeries had to be moved. All sorts of things had to happen because they couldn't do it without the proper chain of events being logged with the system, insurance, everything else. It was all screwed. So it all got screwed up. Office 65 hack. And that was a hack. But they're not going to say it. And that's why I say that's a single point of failure for these platforms, these cloud platforms like that, right? Is if they go after the authentication system, then they can take the entire platform down. It's just incredible. So all of this, and this is just the beginning. They are in. They have the ability, God mode, all of this stuff. They might have already set up ways, even if they try to fix the current problem, they might have gotten in and made backdoors for themselves to get in later. I think that there's a lot that very well could go down right now. So that's why I hope you guys understand how important this is and the gravity of this situation. The gravity of how big this possibly could be. And we're talking on a global perspective here. So I hope people understand what is going on. Dex, I do not have access to the YouTube side of things. I don't know why it's not updated.
I got you, brother.
Probably a verification issue or something. Oh, or storage. It's because we ran out of SD cards. We're Google. Okay. Storage. Okay. They didn't see that coming. They didn't see the bar filling up. Okay. On a global scale. Okay. Just every city ran out of storage at the same time, I guess. Every country, every world. Okay. Maybe people were downloading Greenland. I don't know what the heck happened there. By the way, Susan Donahue, thank you for being the last one out. Says it's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. I didn't get to read that last time, so I thank you. And it ended up being the intro song. It's the end of the world, and I feel so fine. That one's dedicated to Susan. Thank you. Let's see here. Okay, Keith and Queen Brat, thank you so much. Says, hey, Adam and Foogle fam, shout out to the Queen Brat from Topeka, IMA, coming home today. Baby, I love you. Much love to the Foogle fam. Pray up, prep up. So Keith is coming home to his wife. Again, I saw you in Mark Pyre's stream. That was cool. It was nice to run into you over there. And, of course, if you guys haven't checked him out, go ahead. Vigilant Muzz says, check out Operation Blackjack. Something to ponder with everything going on. Vigilant, I will definitely check that out. Thank you so much. And then let's see here. We've got over on DLive a bunch of folks in here. Remember, speaking of all of this going on, I hope... And normally we're doing this a little bit out of order because I think this is incredibly important. You guys check this out. Everybody needs to be looking into something like Nord. Again, Nord is one of the best. It is one of the highest rated. It is a virtual private network with all of the hacking going on. I hope that you guys are all smart enough to have one. If you don't have Nord, you should have some VPN. Again, this one, you'll get 70% off on their best plan if you use our code. So it's definitely a great time to do it. Use the code Marfoogle at marfooglenews.com/VPN. Again, with one account, you can protect up to 6 devices. If you're using Wi-Fi anywhere, you should have it. Again, it hides your IP from the bad guys, and you won't get data logged, and you can protect your data while you're traveling. And it has an automatic kill switch if anything happens. So it has an auto mode, which you can just turn on and turn off. Easiest program ever. You download it, press on or off. That's easy as a light switch. Okay, again, that's marfooglenews.com/VPN. It helps out the show, and it also helps you out. So, again, a win-win for everybody. Let's see here. I was going to go over to DLive, then we're going to be talking about China's Chang's 5-moon lander is no more after successfully snagging lunar rocks. Now, we have 2 different stories, and I don't want you guys to get confused on them because there's 2 big stories with the China lander. One of them is just went out, and then one of them is coming back. So a lot of people, including myself, got confused about that. So let's go back to that here in just a second. Over on DLive, Baldy Locks Awake says SolarWinds raided by U.S. Marshals and government. Says Baldy Locks Awake. Dex, if you could type that in and look that up. SolarWinds raided by U.S. Marshals and government. Just in case we're missing some breaking story here. Vault111, thank you for the host the other night. Vault111, you are no worries. Beautiful music. If you guys haven't checked out Volt-111, he's a piano player, plays beautiful stuff. He was playing Christmas songs, and we surprised him and dropped everybody off into his stream. Great, amazing guy. He actually plays for his church. If you guys want to check him out, go over and do so. Megan's blog, another amazing person. She was actually in China in the 3rd worst province while CV was starting, and we actually had her there to tell us what it was like. She actually walked down streaming or speaking to I think Green Bay Wacky when people were getting lined up against the wall. She luckily got out of there, and apparently after everything was said and done, she went home to South Africa, and then now she's back in China, I think. Is that right, Megan? Craziness. Crazy stuff. But you got a word. Thank you for the host the other night. I appreciate that. Gem Tattoo Mike says, did you hear all GOP electors in swing states gave their electoral votes to T-Man? Yes. It's a total mess. And that's why I said, you guys be head on a swivel every single minute of the day, every day. Renegade PD, Snowboard, Dots Gaming C, thank you for following. It's nice to have you. Of course, welcome, Dots Gaming C. Casey Morose, 48, thank you for following. The Truth with BG, thank you for following. Alicia NYC 83, thank you for following. The end is near. Just received a sub or a Marfia badge from Nana Deborah. Thank you, Nana, for getting that for them. Fairy Spirit 1212 or 2112. Sorry. Thank you, Mama of Six, for being here. CB's daughter. We've got Genghis, Renegade PD, 100% Mo, and then Lisa K23. Thank you for gifting out Marfia badges. Texas Help in the South. Yvette Deaton. We've got DC Price 123 just followed. Welcome to the Foogle fam. Nikki Nebula. I love that name. Mystic Misfit. I also love that name. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Nelly 14 is here. So we have anywhere from 5,000 to 15,000 watching at any given time. Thank you all for being here. Lean Zap. Welcome to the Foogle fam. All right.
I have information on the source of the potential raid. You want more on that?
Yes.
So basically, it's not reported yet in MSM. So take it with a grain of salt. The source is it came from a Texas Ranger. It came from a source who knew a Texas Ranger that reported it, and I believe it was on one of the radio shows. Sean H. You'll know who that is. I don't want to say his name for obvious reasons, but
hand it to me. Hand it to me.
You go.
Sean, hand it to me.
Show. Yeah, hand it to me. It was on his radio show, I believe, and one of the sources said that they heard it from a Texas Ranger, that the Texas Rangers, FBI, and someone else, may have been DHS, had gone in and raided that company. So we're waiting to see more confirmation besides that one source.
What if this is all tied in to everything going on right now?
People should look into it. There are definitely ties all over the place, especially with as many networks as this application touched, which is just about all of them. So yeah, and the ones you're probably thinking of and wanting to talk about, it's probably there too. So go do your own research.
And then we've got Dorothy Tucker here, Firestick. What's going on, guys? Let's see, Mama. Truth Seeker 57, Ginger D, Duckhawk is here. Yodi, what's going on? Rated what? Supposedly, that would be the SolarWinds office, but again, that's not confirmed. 75,000 troops in Canada, somebody says. Again, make sure to take everything and do research. Daddy217 says, I'm not a troll. Come on, man. I don't know. That quote there. Hack Treasury, Frank Powers. What's going on? Lori A. We've got Judy 44. Thank you all for being here. China's Chang'e, and I never know. It's spelled change, but with a thing. Chang'e, Changa, 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 Chinga, Changa, Chime, Changa, Timmy. I don't know how to say it. 5 Moonlander is no more after successfully snagging lunar rocks. It says that China's lander touched down on the moon and collected the first lunar samples in nearly 50 years, but now the lights have gone out. That's right. It says that it just kind of faded out and just faded out. Says that the lander was a crucial part of China's daring sample return mission. It made a stunning descent and a soft landing in the moon's Oceanus Paraceliorum. Ocean of Storms is what they nicknamed it, on December 1st before conducting sampling and other science experiments. It says that the sun is set over the solar-powered spacecraft, which landed near the volcanic peak Mons Rumker in the northwest of the near side of the moon. It says on Friday, December 11th, just 10 days later, without the radioisotope heater units carried by the long-lived Chang'e 3 or something 4 landers, the electronics and systems on Chang'e 5 will succumb to temperatures as low as minus 310 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 190 degrees Celsius. It says that, however, it appears that the spacecraft has already ceased working. Reports indicate that the lander was damaged when it acted as a launch pad for the mission's ascent vehicle to blast off from reach to low lunar orbit. So they say it was damaged when it sent the thing off as a launch pad for these rocks to come back. It says the ascent vehicle carried the samples collected by the lander's drill and robotic arm. Robotic. I'm from, what is that, Wisconsin? It's robotic. I just want to go get my robotic arm from the car. Sorry. And delivered them to Chang'e orbiter circling the moon. Cameras on the lander captured the Ascent's vehicle's takeoff, which started with the spring mechanism before the ignition of the Ascender's 3,000 Newton engine. The lander managed to send the data to Earth, but has not been carrying out activity since. Amateur radio trackers also have not detected any signals from the lander since the Ascent vehicle's takeoff. So maybe the rockets, fried the thing, whatever. Or I'm sure there's going to be theories that aliens took it over and they're going to come back and it's going to be on concrete blocks from the Cholo aliens. I don't know.
What if it took a hit by like a
meteor?
A meteor, yeah.
I thought about that too. That was the first thing I thought, actually. The first thing I thought when we were going over this is that what if it got hit with a big meteor or a laser or something from the Russian side of it? I was always I'm thinking about this whole Russia and China thing. Like everybody, basically from public eye, it's like they're partners, right? They've been drilling together forever. Why are they having issues or supposedly having issues? Or is media just telling us that they're having issues to throw us a curveball? It's just weird. I don't know.
Maybe they parked too close to the dark side, and the dark side came out and said, you're not leaving anything behind, so they took care of it.
Oh, you know what's so true, though? China literally went to the dark side. That's a Star Wars joke. China's moon rocks are officially on their way to Earth as Chang'e 5's probe leaves lunar orbit. It says so again, this is, people were saying that the thing coming back was dead. It's not. China's Chang'e 5 orbiter is heading home on the final leg of its mission to collect fresh lunar samples from the moon. It says the orbiter began firing 450 Newton engines at 8:51 p.m. Saturday, and it says above the moon. The engines stopped burning 22 minutes later after setting the spacecraft on a course for Earth. It says the mission now enters the final stretch of the 23-day quest to deliver the first lunar samples to Earth since 1976. Scientists hope that the material will bring insights into mysteries about the history of our near celestial neighbor. Now it says the spacecraft, at 10:13, the spacecraft performed a trajectory correction maneuver, another burn of small engines to fine-tune its path to home. Now, the moon is, how fast is these things? Because the moon is like 240-something thousand miles away, right? Something like that. And you guys, in fact, if somebody wants to put that in the chat, how far is the moon exactly, miles-wise? And then, are they saying that the trip takes 23 days?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like, 23 days. It must not be coming back on a fast trajectory. Maybe they didn't use a lot of gas on that return. So that would be December 7th, I think.
239.
Ballpark.
I might have been right. 239. Did I say that? I think I said that. 239,000 miles away from Earth. That must be going pretty slow, because if it was, say, I guess, so an asteroid goes 20,000 miles. Obviously, we can't send a human-made thing that fast. Or I think we can in space, right? I don't know. It just seems like 23 days. That's 10,000 miles a day. I guess that's not that bad.
On average, it takes about 3 days for a spacecraft to reach the moon.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. So I was just
thinking a lot faster. But imagine when you're leaving here, you're full of gas. But when you get there, you're probably, really low, so you don't have as much power.
Huh. Says I am a smart. Says you didn't say that, bro. Rewind. I bet you I did. I think I said 239,000, but if I'm wrong, what did I say? 240? I don't know. Somebody says 234. Yeah, Either way, it's over 2:30, and I'm pretty sure I said 2:30. But if I didn't, then I'll owe you a soda. Root beer preferred, no caffeine. All right. As far as this goes, it's expected to reach Earth on Wednesday. So today is Monday, 2 more days, and it's supposedly going to bring back some moon poops. All right. And then we've got the annual...
Okay, hey, hang on. I just said January 7th, so now it says it's coming back Wednesday?
That's what I thought I read.
Okay. All right, well, then it must be 23 days was the entire
No.
duration then.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's not 23 days to get back. It's just how long it's been out this whole time.
Okay, because I was going to say, it does say
this 23 days to get back. It's just like the slow boat from China, literally.
Yeah, literally. Well, it's actually only taking a couple days, so 3 days. Yeah, so it's okay. Now it's right. So I bet it's going thousands of miles per hour. All right, and then let's see here. The annual Geminid meteor shower peaks Sunday and Monday. So one thing about this is, if you look, there are videos all over the place, and everyone is catching these things come in. We are going to show you, it's without a shadow of a doubt, it's something that's timeless. In fact, it's 100% provable that these have gone up in, and not just, the showers and all of this. We're talking about actual asteroids, meteors coming in, and sightings, and everything else. And that's exactly what we heard was going to happen. Look at everything that was said 2 or 3 years ago. Look at even the stuff that they said 5 years ago as theories, right? These were all theories, sea theories, and now all of it's coming true. So I want you to think about all of the other theories, the ones that people still think are crazy. The ones that are the most popular probably are true. Not in all cases, but you guys get what I mean. So again, Sunday and Monday, this will peak. That also means we might see something come into our atmosphere. So with that being said, so tonight is this today? This is. So tonight is the last peak night. But in the next 2 days, you will still see some. And tonight, around 2 a.m., is the best time to see them. So if you do want to actually witness, the end or just a shooting star, then you would go out at 2 a.m. It doesn't say Eastern or whatever, but I'm guessing it's because of the darkness. Reading the Gospel, thank you for the Ninja Guinea, says Google image search Chi-Z, Stigma, and Bismillah. I definitely will. I make a point not to do stuff on the fly on air, but I will after the show. Thanks for all you do. I hosted. Stony, hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Thanks for hosting people over on DLive. Oh, nice. Thank you. That's a good chunk, too. Murder the Media, thank you as well. Thank you, and thank you. All you guys, thank you. Tracy Couture. Let's see here. Ken M. We've got Herminia Snowboard. And No Skills Dude just followed. We've got Got Fondue. The names, man. I am never surprised. Jen Lay Awake. It's nice to see you here. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're over the sickness or getting closer to it. Trek Prepper. Rapture Girl Now. We've got Ken M. We've got all sorts of folks in there. WV is in tonight doing mods. Make sure to thank the mods tonight. Donald Goodall, Meek and Phil. Jason78. We've got Island by the Sea. Hipsy Gypsy, a.k.a. Fraser. Survival Living. What's going on? The Tea Master, CJ Blaze. My wonderful mod. Seeking Truth, Lori Sunshine. Brenda Lopez. Phil Billy is modding over on DLive. Sean Paul. Danny Brook. Thank you guys. All right, and then we also have, let's see here. Ramstein Air Base in Germany experiences potential incoming missile scare. All of this, I believe, is connected, guys. Think about this. It remains unclear exactly who caused the scare and where the supposed launch emanated from. I think later you guys are going to find out how serious all of this stuff is going on right now. And this is exactly what we were told months ago was going to happen. This is exactly why we recommended different things to you. In a seemingly odd sequence of events today, the war zone was made aware of that Ramstein Air Base in Germany, America's massive Central European military hub, alerted its personnel of a potential incoming missile. And it says after the strike never materialized, the sprawling installation's command post put out a notice stating that the missile launch was then assessed to be part of a training exercise and wasn't deemed a threat to the base. It says, attention Team Ramstein. Today, the Ramstein Air Base Command Post was notified via an alert notification system of a real-world missile launch in the European theater. The command post followed proper procedure and provided timely and accurate notifications to personnel in the Kaiserslautern military community. The missile launch was then assessed to be a part of a training exercise and not a threat to the KMC area. The situation is all clear. We would like to thank our command post members for their quick response to ensure our people stay informed so they can take proper safety precautions. It was just a drill. It's not real. Just like Hawaii and Japan and New York and... these are all just accidental alerts, or drills or training exercise. Yeah. We're running out of. Okay, what's the next one? Oh, it was a human error. They pushed the wrong. What does that say? They pushed the wrong button. What? It's a drag down menu with 3 warnings. Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. It's don't tell them that, you idiot. Oh, don't. Oh. Explosive-laden boat strikes oil tanker in Arabian port. It says the attack has all the hallmarks of past operations by Iran-backed Yemeni rebels and follows weeks of similar incidents in the region. It says SA authorities say an attack on Singapore flagged oil tanker the BW Rhine, which took place at an oil terminal in the port city of Jeddah in the Red Sea earlier today, was carried out using an explosive-laden boat. This is a tactic that backed Houthi rebels based in Iran have used on multiple occasions. It also follows a string of attacks and attempted attacks targeting tankers and other coastal oil infrastructure in the region. So they just loaded up with explosives and ran it right into it. It's like a suicide boater, something like that. As far as this stuff goes, do you guys have an opinion on this? Do you believe that it seems like this kind of stuff happens a lot? Do you think that this has a greater significance than just kind of like an FU behind the lower end kind of rebels and things like this? Do you think that this has greater significance? Do you think that this plays a bigger part in it? And if you know about this, or if you have ties over there, please let us know. I'm still waiting for the new news. Any callers tonight? No, Moralu, not on Monday. Rick Sanchez is my spirit animal, says Black Ops. USS Cole, ring a bell. Says Meek and Phil. Bob Dobbs, winners are long and dark, summer and fast. We've got Space Monkey, we are at war. Says Space Monkey 70. Yes, I believe we are. And then this navigator aboard a Russian II-76 looks like a TIE fighter pilot from Star Wars. So this is legit. Look at this. Even with the they didn't have a fast enough shutter speed, this legitimately looks like he is sitting in a TIE fighter cockpit. Funny enough, too, is this an older plane? This has got to be... Yeah, it's a It's got to be. It says, the Russian Ministry of Defense has released an incredible image taken from inside the glazed nose of an II-76 Candid cargo jet that looks like as if it was a screen capture from inside an Imperial fighter or bomber from Star Wars. It says the timing couldn't be better for such an image. And the fact that the cockpit of the fictional bad guy starfighters in Star Wars looks so similar to the IIS-76 navigator's compartment isn't really an accident. It says that Star Wars fans are entering into a dreamlike golden era of space dogfighting in action. It says Star Wars Squadrons is a big hit. The video game has finally put players right in the cockpit of their own X-Wing or TIE fighter via virtual reality headsets, which, by the way, those things are crazy now. It says at the same time, the House of Mouse has announced that the first Star Wars movie following the mess that was a sequel trilogy, it won't be about Cursed Skywalker family. Blah, 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 blah. Actually, there's one of the things that you'll learn with Star Wars, and I'm a huge Star Wars fan, as you guys can see. I have all of the UCS Lego Star Wars sets. That a lot of the ships in Star Wars were based off of either animals or real ships, like the Y-Wing was based off of military planes. There was a lot of things that were based off of, older stuff, and they kind of tweaked it into different stuff. So I just thought this was super cool. Dex found this, and I just thought that's pretty
Scroll
cool.
Just a little further. You can see the outside of the plane.
Oh, what a trip. Look at that. And that looks like every cockpit. Well, you guys know. I mean, look at right here. I've got a TIE fighter right there. And that's what they do with the thing. Isn't that funny? Speaking of Lego, if you didn't see my YouTube stories, if you guys do see the YouTube stories, please make sure to thumb them up and try to watch them all the way through, so it helps. That is the only way we are kind of communicating with people that aren't already here. Make sure to do that. But also, if you didn't see the story, we will be giving out some Legos to some of the folks in need. We're still figuring out how to do that. We know that there's a lot of people, I like I've said all this month, that I am hoping that a lot of you are going to try to do something nice for somebody else, do a good deed, whether that be help somebody that's close to you. You don't have to go far to find somebody that is having a really hard time this month. So I hope that you guys understand that it's only going to get harder. It's going to get pretty scary. So what we really need now is to unify and to be really close. And that means us, really, it needs to be us looking up and going, no, we won't do this. Okay? We're not going to be divided. We're not going to fight each other. Okay? That's my opinion on it. And if you have a different one, that's fine. But I'm going to stick to my 1976 Russian goons on that. Now, speaking of kindness, chain reaction of kindness involved over 900 vehicles driving through a Minnesota Dairy Queen. What began as a single act of kindness ignited a chain of good cheer stretching 900 cars long. It says, pay it forward, still going strong at 6:30 tonight at over 670 cars. Our fans are still going strong, almost up to 500 cars. What a great community. Well, what are they talking about? It says a Dairy Queen restaurant in Brainerd, Minnesota was at the scene of Pay It Forward chain that lasted nearly 3 days. The store manager, Tina Jensen, was excited on December 3rd when a man said he would like to pay for the car behind him. So she gave the heartwarming news to the people in the car and then asked if they wanted to do the same. It says, if you'd like, I can pay it forward and you can pay for the order behind you. And we can keep this going, Jensen recalled in an interview. She's like, really? Why would he do that? She agreed to make that Thursday a lucky day for the car behind her. And after that, the next car kept paying for whoever came next. It says, Jensen says, one lady, she was so excited, she threw us a $20 bill almost in tears. Says, are you serious? This is really going on? I said, yep. You are about 125 cars into it, she said. For real, can you believe this? The longest chain this drive-through ever experienced was 15 to 20 cars. But in 2020, with the holiday spirit in the air, everyone wanted to keep it going. Tina posted about it on Facebook, and the people started driving into the restaurant so they could participate. All day Friday and most of Saturday, they kept coming and paying for the tab for the person next in line. It says the record ended up at over 900 cars with $10,000 in sales from the selfless customers who passed up the opportunity to take a free meal for themselves. Is that crazy? So, and that doesn't mean that you're always paying for somebody else. That means there was a lot of cars that went through and got free meals that probably needed it. This is, again, it ignites a ripple of good deeds. This was just one day. Think about all the things that we could do with the 5,000 people that watch, or the 10,000 or 15,000 people that watch this. If you just do one little thing, it's going to send a butterfly effect around you. Even it could be little. It could be letting somebody go in front of you and watching and just looking around you and seeing when people are having just a crappy day. If somebody comes in and they're a troll and they say this or that, ask them how they're doing. Ask them, how was your day? And don't say it in a sarcastic way like, what happened to you today that you're such a jerk? Say, what's going on? Talk to us. Let's get through it. Because we're all in this crap together. We're all getting pushed down. We're all getting stepped on. Well, the 1% do whatever they want. So I hope you guys understand that. It's not an equal world, but we can make ourselves, we can get past it together and be happy. Trek Prepper 53, without Marfoogle news, where would we be? Jen Stars is happy to finally make a live show. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Ken M. We've got all sorts of folks. Dominion SolarWinds, yes? Says Badger Babe. I will have to check on that. I'm sure there's some sort of connection there. Trek Prepper 53, but I wouldn't remember or wouldn't trust everything you see on the internet. We would have to verify that. And then it says, Baldylocks Awake says, a trim, thank you. Reading the gospel, what's going on? Thank you so much for your massive support tonight. Big shout out to Gone Girl 777. If she doesn't look like she's here tonight, but if you were out in the woods, wherever you're at, just make sure that we really appreciate you here. And even whether you're here or not, we're going to keep shouting you out forever. Cha Money says, the positive vibes are real and they work. Isn't that Cha amazing? Absolutely. That Chalky Gal, Mom of Six, Blina, I know Dano, and Delphina, thank you for gifting a sub to someone else. And then it looks like somebody paid it forward and gifted right back. So that's awesome. Birdbanger, amen, Adam, pass on the back rub diamond. Oh, that's funny. Birdbanger, thank you. Trek Prepper, what would we do without Marfoogle news? And then Rebel Texan, thank you for following. Nice to see you guys all here tonight. Simply Cha amazing. Kathy Paina, no, flat earth is a good subject. I've seen it curve driving down Florida every night if I watch the sunset in Hawaii as I flew jet into Europe. It sounds like we've got remember to treat people nice even if they come in being jerks. That is the show. We're not doing calls tonight. We had a huge problem with getting on. Just so you guys know, if you follow on Twitter, even if you're getting notifications, make sure to follow on Twitter right when I tweet. That means I am about to press the live button, and that's when I tweet out. We will give you a notification. So tonight was supposed to be at 8:05. We get a lot of problems now. It's funny because I know a lot of other YouTubers. I know some YouTubers that are in the photography space or in even the Lego space, and they don't have the same issues we have. Isn't that funny? But they want to make sure everyone is equal. That's why. Yeah. Yeah. So I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you for everyone here. Special shout out to Amy R. Thank you for being awesome. Gone Girl 777, End Times, Veteran Steve. Thank you. If you are not here tonight, I hope you are watching the replay. Thank you for all of your awesome support, and thank you guys for sharing. Thank you for commenting after the show. Remember, Go back with her if it's your favorite color, blue, yellow, or if you hate me, want to insult me, make sure to go back and comment it on the video after the show. All right, we are going to get out of here. Dex, thank you for all of your great work today. We will be updating people tomorrow on all of the stories today. Dex, great work. Let's get out of here. It is now time for the shoutro. It is not an outro. It's not a shout out. It is a shoutro. It's the end of the world, and I feel so fine. It's the end of the world, and I feel so fine. It's the end of the world, and I feel so fine. It looks like Johnson is number one tonight. Holy moly. Johnson with the equivalent of 3 Ninja Guineas. Absolutely insane. Johnson, this song's for you. After that, Baldy Locks Awake, Reading the Gospel, MRSA 1, Fairy Spirit 2112. Thank you, Johnson, Baldy Locks Awake, Reading the Gospel of MRSA 1, and Fairy Spirit 2112 for being top tonight. Thank you, Bird Banger, for all the diamonds. Big Johnson tonight. Thank you. Sparrow Scree, thank you. Queen Fisher RN, thank you for being here. Recalcitrant. Looks like we have tons of folks over there. Kelly SG1, welcome back. It's nice to see you at a live show. We've got World News, Nita Lane, T-Lock 88. Hey, how are you? Comet Moon. We've got Mama of 6, Rapture Girl Now, Morning Flower, Keeble here, Texas, Jammin' 10. Thank you. All right, let's change it up. looks like they are drawing the luckiest followers tonight. We're about to hit 30,500 followers. Thank you, guys. Get rid of all that. All right, let's make a new one with Johnson as the bass line.
Now they got the mama of six and they all going back down. And they know that the program missed it. Miffing under, going under, they bring it all day long. As I, the dreamer, gonna bring.
Sometimes you're just not in the zone. Takes a minute. Why is it my pads are going out? I've beat them up. Lo-fi. Lo-fi.
Got it, I see it. Going back on the bus. Now you gotta go feel the night, Cameron Park. With the beat, I know got to bring it back down. With the life is better on still. Jam in the jam of wine. Gotta bring it back down to north. Got the camera pose at the LUI. I got that why and I got it style. Life is bad when it's on still. Gotta walk and gotta run. Gotta go and gotta be still. Gotta be oh so real. Gotta do everything with the style. See, I don't got it open. Gotta bring it, never hoping. Gotta be there no matter what. Gotta see the way that they do. Gotta love the way they flow. Gotta go from bottom up, the heart and the top of the dome.
special thank you to all of those with ears and patience. Johnson, number 1, thank you so much. Reading the Gospel, Mercer 1, Fairy Spirit, thank you guys. Much love. Tower bear going down.
Gotta walk down the street with the 73 with the Jack Pepper Fight 3. Jack Pepper Fight 3, thank you for gifting up coffee up back to the CC. Gotta go, great show as usual. Great catching on live with the man and beat. Bring it right back with the beat underneath. Gotta bring it right back like the Mr. D. Hey, with the Bailey's 9. Hey, with the chemical pine. Hey, with the Elmo sign. Bring it right back, lippy as a dippy and a bring it right back, tippy as a lipsy. Going back right now with the dipsy. Hey, speaking about gypsy, and that la power, Rick House, a trap pow. Bring it right back, and like Sabotage says, how. Got the tower back, got the recasa track with the big jump. Bring it right back with the everybody power bump. Sylvia Mendoza, feel like Breckenridge. Gotta go right back, oh, feeling sick. With the outfit and the outfit feel ass. Cafe, flavor, fever, Weezer. Going back round like I'm listening to Weezer. Edward the Red, thank you for this. Gotta bring it right back, oh so dead. With the heads with the wee below. Going back round, now I'm going be below. Gonna go back and now I'm on C-low. Gotta bring it right back with the gunny on the running. Yo, Godfather, have a smoke. Bring it right back, no joke. With the double S JD, Wentworth with the one Jack man and the black man. Oh, bring it right back with the acting and the if and otherwise. Bring it right back now, I'm looking in the other eyes. Glory sunshine, hydro, theme of faith, like Jason Statham. Bring it right back down with the monkeys at the zoo. Bring it right back, Daddy 27 too. Gotta do it like you never did, Gem, bringing on the bacon moves. Elmore and dope so good. I'm watching it now, it's so good. Acapella man, bring it on my man. I'ma let it go back, now I'm on my man.
Tower bear going down.